It is Thursday, the 30th of May, 2024. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my Song of the Day. Here we are finally at the final member of boygenius, Lucy Dacus. And as I mentioned in previous episodes, she was the one who I knew the least about. I knew the entirety of Julianne Baker's first album, and I had listened to some Phoebe. I don't know if I'd listened to her first. I probably would have listened to at least her first album at that point, but by the time boygenius released their first EP, I did not know who Lucy Dacus was. And even after the EP came out, it took me a while to actually properly get into her music. But once I did, it's really good, and some of the songs there slowly became my favorite out of the three. This song we're talking about today in particular is one of those. This is Night Shift, possibly her most popular song. It's the first track, breaking the streak of second tracks apparently, from her second album, which is called Historian and was released in 2018. It was the lead single off the album and the first song, like I said, and it got a music video 5 years later. We'll talk about that afterwards. It's a bit longer than a lot of the other songs that these three put out. It's like almost 7 minutes, I think, but really good song. I recommend the music video as well. I think that's all the preamble I really need to give you. It's a breakup song, so just keep that in mind, but it'll be pretty obvious when you listen to it. So we'll do that now and come back and talk about it in a few minutes. Oh, I've said it so many times, but I love when a song builds up and starts quiet and gets big at the end. I love that shit so much. And the song does it so well. So, let's talk about it. Lucy Dacus has been quoted as saying this is the only breakup song she's ever written. And you wouldn't think that's true, but apparently it is. But what I find more interesting about that interview quote is that apparently, so it's about her breakup with her former bassist, who she broke up with after her first album, her tour for her first album. But she says that she put it as the opening track of the album deliberately because it's a breakup song and those are so immediately relatable. And then the rest of the album is kind of about reform, recovery. So having this be the start and then have the rest of the album be kind of recovering from that is a really interesting way to frame an album. And I love that she put thought into that because I talk about album ordering a lot here, and I love that. I love the idea of that. So the song itself, I love the way it starts with just the guitar, then the drums, and then the extra guitars and bass and whatnot. Like I said, I love the way it builds up. Lyrically, it's very obviously a breakup song. Once again, I'm going to be talking about some lyrics that are just really honest, and I love them. Much like I said about Sprained Ankle yesterday. Great opening line. The first time I tasted somebody else's spit, I had a coughing fit. Tasting someone else's spit is such a gross way to refer to kissing, but she's specifically saying someone else's, right? It's not the first time I had a kiss. It's the first time I kissed someone since you. The first time I tasted somebody else's spit, I had a coughing fit. Because she's unused to it. She's not used to the taste. And then, I mistakenly called them by your name. I was let down. It wasn't the same. Self-explanatory and big oof. And then, I'm doing fine, trying to derail my one-track mind, regaining my self-worth in record time. I love that sequence of lines. Trying to derail my one-track mind, again, simple metaphor, but very evocative. And then regaining my self-worth in record time is a lyric that hits me, because there's that thing after breakups and after shitty relationships about not, well, even after good relationships, no matter what the reason for the breakup is, you have to start thinking of yourself independently again after a breakup, because when you're with someone else, you kind of define yourself as yourself, and also you have there's the you that's you, and there's the you that's part of someone else, and there's the part of someone else that's part of you, And so you have to regain your self-worth no matter how good the relationship was, because you have to start thinking of yourself solely independently again. And that she's regaining her self-worth in record time is such an interesting way to phrase that, because I'm doing it quicker this time. I'm getting better at dealing with this. But I can't help but think of your other in the bed that was mine. I mean, yeah, thinking of someone's new partner and what you used to have. Am I a masochist, resisting urges to punch you in the teeth, call you a bitch, and leave? Very plain, straight to the point, but really good. I like the resisting the urge to punch you in the teeth, call you a bitch, and leave makes you a masochist. She's dealing herself pain by not doing these things that would cause the other person pain, Why did I come here to sit and watch you stare at your feet? What was the plan? Absolve your guilt and shake hands. So that implies trying to make up with the person or trying to apologize, but it's just not happening. Nothing's gonna fix this, right? Then chorus. I feel no need to forgive, but I might as well. But let me kiss your lips so I know how it felt. Pay for my coffee and leave before the sun goes down. Walk for hours in the dark, feeling all hell. Again, pretty self-explanatory, but that might as well forgive is an interesting follow-up to the previous line. I think, it's that part of trying to be the bigger man sort of thing. I say that about a song about a queer woman relationship, but you know what I mean? Trying to be the better person, right? And forgiving the other, but you don't have to. I feel no need to forgive, right? But then wanting that little bit back, let me kiss your lips so I know how it felt, In the second verse, don't hold your breath, forget you ever saw me at my best. You don't deserve what you don't respect. Don't deserve what you say you love and then neglect. Now bite your tongue, it's too dangerous to fall so young. Take back what you said, can't lose what you never had. Just that whole thing of, like I said, you don't know what you've got till it's gone, but also trying desperately to move on. Forget you ever saw me at my best, right? You don't deserve what you don't respect. Just nailing that down of like, this is what needs to happen. You don't deserve me, And then we get the chorus again, and then we get the refrain, which repeats 3 times for the rest of the song. This is where it builds up, and I love it so much. You got a 9 to 5, so I'll take the night shift, and I'll never see you again if I can help it. The idea of they're both in the same like let's think of it like it was 2 people working retail in a shop or something, right? One person takes one shift, and the other takes the other, so they don't see each other. And the fact that this song was written after her breakup with her bassist, that's not really how these work experiences actually work, but they're both still musicians, so it's that idea of like trying to not have their schedules line up so they can avoid seeing each other, And then in 5 years, I hope the songs feel like covers dedicated to new lovers. I think that couplet is what makes me, it's what really solidified this song as one of my favorites, because it's such a relatable thing for me as an artist. Because I've talked on here about the songs that I like. I don't know if I've actually talked in these podcasts about the songs that I've written, but I write poetry, I write music, well, I write lyrics, and I write stories and whatnot. And I have a tendency to write poems and songs about the people I date, both before, during, and after relationships, crushes and breakups and all that. And oftentimes I'll look back at a song or a poem that I wrote for someone and be like, this is a really good work. Like, this is one of my best things, but it's about this one person. So I don't know if I can show it to other people or if I can apply it to other people. Like, it kind of enters this artistic limbo, And so this idea of songs feeling like covers dedicated to new lovers is such an interesting take on this, where the song doesn't have to change just because my relationship with that person changed. It still captures a moment, One of the only songs I've ever written, like I wrote lyrics, and my friend came up with the ukulele part, and we like performed it together and everything, is about someone who I am no longer dating and I'm barely friends with, and it was a whole mess of a situation, but I'm still really proud of it. And so even though it's full of like specific details of that relationship, I really relate to this line of covers dedicated to new lovers. I love it. I also want to talk about how the final time it's repeated, it's screamed, and I love when songs do that, when they suddenly get loud, because it's, you got a 9 to 5, so I'll take the night shift. And then you got the instrumental bit, and then, you've got a 9 to 5, so I'll take the night shift. And I just really love that change into the scream. It really drives it home, repeating these lines and getting louder with it and changing the tone a bit. I mean, changing the notes a bit as well also makes it feel like a cover dedicated to new lovers. It's kind of self-demonstrating itself there, and I really like it. I also enjoy how there was no music video for this song until 5 years later. Lucy released a music video. A bunch of people, Phoebe Bridgers is in the video. Jasmine Savoy Brown, the actress, is in it. I know her from the Scream movies, and she's in Spider-Man Miles Morales, the video game. But, I mean, she's in a bunch of stuff. She's like a new upcoming actor, and she's in it as the person who Lucy Dacus' character makes out with at the end. So that's fun. But the whole video is like, of course I'll link it in the description. It's like a Wizard of Oz themed party, and Lucy's dressed as one of the witches, and Phoebe's dressed as another witch. There's like a Tin Woodsman you can see, and a lion and whatever. Jasmine Savoy Brown's character is wearing one ruby platform boot, which I enjoy, instead of a ruby slipper. Just all these Wizard of Oz references. It's a fun video, and I really enjoy it. But yeah, she did specifically mention that it was released 5 years later deliberately, because it kind of feels like a cover now for her performing this song now, 5 years after she wrote it, and however long after the actual breakup that inspired it. It takes on new meaning, especially because so many people have related to it and reshared it and made it so popular. So it's interesting how the song kind of did that to itself, I think the final thing I want to say about this is there is an edit I found, and I won't give the details for spoilers, but there's an edit of Kim and Jimmy from Better Call Saul to this song that I found on Twitter once, and it's all I can fucking think about when I listen to this goddamn song now. But anyway, ooh, I might link that in the description if I can find it, but obviously spoilers for Better Call Saul. Anyway, no, I love this song. I love the lyrics. I love the music. I love the way it builds up. I love the vocals. And this is the song that made me love Lucy Dacus as much as I love Phoebe Bridgers and Julian Baker, which is no mean feat because I do love them as well. But yeah, and I hope you enjoyed too. So we've covered a Boy Genius song and one song by each member. So we're going to go through Julianne and Phoebe again and then do another Boy Genius song for the rest of the week. I didn't have 2 Lucy songs because there's not enough days in the week and because I know less, but I had to do this because this is such a good fucking song and one of my favorites of the bunch. So, you know, comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.
Yeah, thinking of someone's new partner and what you used to have. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? Pave paradise, put up a parking lot. Anyway,